Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Enter the Gungeon as the Paradox. I wonder what we're going to start with today. It would be thematically appropriate if we started with the turkey item. Not only would we have a wonderful, delicious fellow treat following us around, it's actually the wings. I mean, turkeys have wings. It kind of works, right? And we have Gunner Gun. A gun that I have always said that I underestimate. Let's see if I underestimate it today, shall we? Just gotta make sure I remember the actual mute key for when I have to cough into the microphone. But yeah, we're here playing Gungeon like usual. I gotta admit though, I wasted some ammo by picking up the hell, but I guess it kind of works. Causebringer, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. How you doing? Welcome, etc., etc. Anyways, speaking of Gungeon and Gunner, as a game that I really should play at some point. You wanna know what I've been really hankering for? If people still use that term. I am hankering for a little bit of like Silk Song. When is that game actually coming out? It's gotta be soon, right? It's gotta be. But a part of me kind of wants to go through Hollow Knight again and try to do it on Silk Song, because I did play through Hollow Knight. No spoilers, but I almost 100% of the game. I just didn't do a few of the like super hard challenges that you can do optionally. But I did Radiant all of the bosses. But yeah, I think like a Steel Soul run of Hollow Knight could be a lot of fun. Steel Soul being you have one life, and if you die in the game, you die for real. Except not really, because if you die in a dream sequence, it doesn't count or something like that. I don't know, I've never actually played Steel Soul. But I've had a lot of fun with Hollow Knight in the past. I would totally be willing to play through that game again. And I'm kind of in the mood for a game like Hollow Knight. Again, like Silk Song, I'm gonna be playing it day one whenever it comes out, but you know, just like Cyberpunk, I had to remember the name of the game, it's just never gonna come out, and we'll just be teased with it forever and ever and ever. And you know what? Fair enough, games, fair enough. I suppose, to be fair, Silk Song developers, I forget the name of the company, they've not really been very spoilery with it, you know? They've been working on it really low-key, it feels like. They're not giving out any information about it. They're just like, hey, it'll be ready when it's ready. Team Cherry, thank you. It'll be ready when it's ready. Don't worry about it. It'll come out. It'll be great. And we have nothing but their word regarding that. And that's pretty nice, you know? When it actually does be released, I hope it kind of just comes out of nowhere. I hope there's no build up to it at all, and it's just like, hi everybody, we're releasing Silk Song today. That's like my jam. I love it when that happens. Because you can't prepare for it. You're just like, boom, game comes out. I'm excited. All of the excitement and adrenaline and good feelings, they kind of come out immediately. You have no time to prepare. There's also no time to explain. But yeah, that's what I'm like really open for. That'll be great. So you like surprises. I like surprises when they're good. Definitely, I would say that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Bronx Bomber said, I totally forgot Silk Song was the thing that was even happening. Yeah, I mean, and then it comes out and you're like, oh, baby, I'm happy. Like with Monster Train, you know, it kind of just came out of nowhere and people were like, oh, baby, this is great. Probably didn't say, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. I'm gonna stop saying, oh, baby now. But it's wonderful. It's a beautiful experience. Speaking of Monster Train, I can't wait for the new update for that to come out. There's been a couple of spoilers on the Monster Train subreddit. The developers, they've been teasing little things here and there, like, the new clan is gonna be called this. There's gonna be a thing called this in it. Look at one of these cards, it's a 4/3, that's garbage, but it has an ability. What is it? You'll never know. You know, they're doing a lot of teasing, which makes me hope that it's gonna be soon, but you know, I got no freaking idea. Well, Spoff, welcome, hello, hello. And everyone else in chat, you're addicted. 0020 Mud, Bronx Bomber, Quark, Zane, Causebringer, Hyperblitz, and that's all I see on the current page without having to scroll up. What is this thin blue gun bar of soap supposed to be, says you are addicted. Okay. So, this gun is the Gunner Gun, or the Goner Gun, I forget. It's from Goner, which is a game, an indie game. Goner is pretty fun. And this blue bar of soap, this beveled rectangle, it looks like it's it should be like a, oh god. It looks like it should be like a UI element for a like late 2000s modern UI browser design. You know, this thing here does good damage, and whenever we get hit, we drop a skull, and if we pick up the skull, we heal. So while we're holding onto this gun, we're not invincible, but you know, if we take damage, we can heal a little bit of that damage back if we pick up the skull on the ground. So it's kind of, it's a nice gun. Helps to keep you alive a little bit, but it's actually like pretty decent damage as well. I think also if you pick up this, if it drops the skull and you pick up the skull, it takes ammo from the gun, but I'm not entirely sure I understand how that principle works. Like if you don't pick up the skull, does the ammo go back into the gun? Because the last time there was a skull on the ground, it didn't take ammo from me. Like, I don't understand. I'm kind of tempted just to take a hit to see what happens. Okay, yeah, it cost us 40, and when we picked it up, we lost it. The gun lost ammo when we got hit. Let's do it again, but this time let's not pick up the skull. Okay, now we have 12 ammo. And we still have 12 ammo. So if you don't pick up the skull, you don't save ammo. You might as well pick up the skull in that case. Okay, good to know, good to know. There is a bit of a synergy between this and, hello? There we go. There is a bit of a synergy between that and the Holy Grail. If you have the Holy Grail, because it gives you ammo back whenever you get hit, you effectively have like infinite HP with the Gunner Gun. That's pretty nice, if you need it. Oh, baby. Lespoff says, I almost killed a Lich today. Well, why didn't you finish the job? Remember, kids, the Lich will kill you if you give him a chance. Don't give him a chance. He's Snowballer. Actually, I'm like, just go fight the boss? Bruh. Callsbringer says, I managed to kill the Lich immediately after he got unlocked because I wanted to try Rainbow, got the clone, Super Hot Watch. Wait, on a Rainbow run, you specifically took Super Hot Watch? The madman. God, I hate that item. Both good and bad. Pretty good run so far. I mean, yeah, I'm going for another gun here by fighting the boss instead of exploring and opening chests first, but I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like we do need another gun. This flash ray, you know, it's not gonna be viable for a long time here. In fact, it might actually be unviable right now. I think maybe our starting pistol does more damage because we don't have to reload as often. Flash ray has its uses. You know, if we fight Amoconda, we're gonna be happy to have the flash ray for that piercing. Triple gun I'm saving for the next floor's boss, essentially. I could use a little something something though. Zane says, I thought my game broke when I first took Super Hot Watch. You're like, why is the game all laggy? Super hot! Actually, I think the item description is time moves when you move or something like that, so I guess you figure it out pretty quickly. If you bother reading. We can use yeah, we can use Demon Head. It's good enough. Zombie bullets, beautiful. Cosbringer says, I did not even know that I had to do the Lich after the 4 kills. I mean, I love that moment in Gungeon when you are going down to defeat your past after defeating it 4 times. The hand comes up and grabs you and pulls you down. It's a beautiful moment. The game says, you thought you were done? You thought you won? Think again, punk. Time to kick it up a notch. It's beautiful. Beautiful! Told you. Would love something to do with this HP that we have, but you know what? If we don't have anything to do, we don't have anything to do with it. Fair enough, game, fair enough. We're gonna buy ammo? Nah. We'll get ammo, I hope. Okay. It's the worst weapon of the game. La 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 la. 'Cause it's not actually the worst, but it feels like it. Oh, good lord. Cosbringer says, it took me like 2.5 hours to kill the Lich. I'm never taking Super Hot Watch again. You take it once, when you need it, and then you never take it again. Like, I don't need this trouble in my life. Get out of here, Watch. Excuse me, synergy question mark? Yeah, there's a synergy between zombie bullets and the ghost gun. Like makes them bigger, or they inflict chill or something. I forget what, it's garbage. Weird Ghost Man gun is it's just not that good. And I definitely don't think it's worth worrying about a synergy for. Like, that doesn't make it good. Oh, there goes my old crest. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well. Cosbringer says, Casey's the worst for me because I can't use it. Casey is the best gun in the game. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. You can't, because it's the best gun in the game. How are you gonna prove me wrong when you don't even know what's true? Probably don't need fire resistance. I'm just gonna call it. Like, what the heck am I gonna use after I'm done with Demon Head? I don't know, I guess we're just gonna keep using Snowballer for a little while here. Not like it's a bad gun, you know, it'll get the job done. Oh, I'm still salty about losing that old crest though. I wanted to fight the old king. He's old and frail. Excuse me. Casey's a bat, not a gun. What if there's a nail firing out of it? Says he the beast. That's a good point. Then it's either a gun or shoddily constructed. One or the other. And also not a bat. Anymore. Abe loves beating up on the elderly. Absolutely. Especially when they're old kings. Nope. 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 Good luck. I find it cool how when you slow one of those books when they're spawning in bullets, their bullets kind of travel at like different speeds than they would normally travel at. I say it's cool, but it could also just be like a bug. that's unintentional, but I kind of like it because, you know, you're slowing them down and you're interrupting their spellcasting. It's a nice little visual effect, you know? Yeah. I'm looking at this run though, and I'm like, what's the theme of this run? You know, because I like it when runs have themes. I guess the theme of this run right now is just flight. Dumb damage might be another one, but you know, that describes every run essentially. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna be that useful. We don't really have a theme right now. I feel like I need one. Ooh. It's not a theme, but it is a good gun. Dr. Feartaker, welcome. No rat, question mark? Yeah, I mean, if I don't get the money for it, I won't do it, but I'm not gonna stress about that. Like usual, my ideal is that, you know, if we can steal it, we'll steal it. If not, whatever, we just won't do the rat. Okay, yes, I want this. I need one more key. I do it to myself, you know? Don't open chests until you visit the shops, because you never know what you're gonna get. And every time I do it, I always regret it. Oh, good Lord. That's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I don't know, I'm trying to see if Ghost Gun is good against you, but it's not, so I'm just gonna ignore you. This is also, like, not that good. It's good at slowing you down. I'll take it. Do I still have ammo in flash rate? I do. I'll be honest though, I kind of like slowing down this Ammoconda. The flash rate is nice because it pierces and it does decent damage to the segments of the Ammoconda with the piercing effect. Because it'll do local damage to each one. Damn it. Slow him down. It'll do local damage to each one, even though it's only doing like boss damage to the boss as a whole once. But it's still very good. You're dead. Excellent. Dr. Feartaker says, I will keep suggesting it until you choose to play it. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Nah, I've already basically poo-pooed that idea. I don't think I'm gonna play Crypt of the Necrodancer. I find it to be a difficult game to play for extended periods of time, and when you're playing it, there's essentially no time to actually interact with chat at all. Like, you can't read, I can't read chat, I can't even freaking blink, because every single beat is like a new puzzle. You gotta think so quickly that there's just not a lot of time for the interaction. Yes, I do play Monster Train and ignore chat for quite a while at times, but you know, that's my choice. Guess we're done? Like, I don't even think I can afford this chest. I think I don't know, maybe I can? How much is it? How much is it? 49, that's kind of expensive actually. I guess we're done then. Cosbringer says, will you play Cyberpunk? I would like to. I forget when it actually comes out, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think I would definitely be up for a little bit of Cyberpunk. Seems like it's gonna be fun, and I haven't played any sort of like, I don't know, RPG game. You know, I can roleplay as an asshole if that's what chat wants. They can tell me who to side with. And I can either ignore them or follow them, depending on what I also want to do. And claim that, you know, I support a democracy when in actuality I inflict my will upon you. Yeah, about Crypt of the Necrodancer, you know, I've talked about this before, but it's just really freaking hard to follow along with the game while also, oh, this would have been so good for the Skeleton Key. It's very difficult to follow along with the game and also follow along with everything else because you are just constantly focused on what's happening on the screen at all times. Do you think that we could get our projectile speed high enough that the bullets would go through enemies? Like if the sprite of the bullet doesn't interact with the actual like enemy, do you think it would just ignore him? Do you think the game does like bullet interpolation and it says, well, it passed through the enemy, so it's gonna hit him? I mean, maybe it does, because, you know, there's some weapons that have extremely fast projectiles. I mean, even something like the laser pistol or laser rifle, you know. It's not instantaneous, but it's real freaking quick. There's gotta be some like bullet interpolation happening there, right? There's gotta be, there's gotta be, there's gotta be, there's gotta be. Doobop. What does this version of the freeze ray give you? Ammo refunding? 420. Perfect. No? I don't like the freeze ray, so I never actually remember what the synergy gives you, because it's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change my feelings on the gun one way or another. You know what? Why are we even bothering with these guys? Yoink. Yoink. I'm only suggesting it because I'm tired of getting my butt kicked in it, and I want to see you destroy it for me. I'm not that good at Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've tried playing it a few times on my own, and it seems fun, but I was never all that good at it. I guess I never really played it for like a long time, but. I'm lazy. This is fine. Gotta love the AC, man. It's a great gun. How far have you been in Nuclear Throne? Asks Dr. Feartaker. If you're talking about me, I haven't 100%ed the game. You know, there's skins I haven't unlocked and, you know, BS like that, but I've completed Nuclear Throne. I've definitely finished that game. I've looped a couple of times before. You know, I've never looped a third time, I don't think. But that's when the game starts getting good. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't think I want you to be slow, actually, so I'm gonna change my strategy immediately. I mean, I could make you go real freaking slow if I wanted to. Look at that. He's got slowness and slowness on him. Unfortunately, it's not reducing his rate of fire at all. He's still firing his tank shells at the same pace. So I suppose we should just ignore, you know, the slowdown completely. At least with the freeze gun. It would be nice if it slowed down his rate of attack with his tank shells, but obviously that would, I don't know, hinder the Treadnought's capabilities somewhat, but you know, that's the point. But we'll just keep doing this. All right. Mud says, I like the AC. It's a cool gun, but it's no balloon gun. You're right, it is not the balloon gun. Congratulations. Oh, Jesus. Let me give you a star. Right in your forehead. Anyways. Man. I really need to check out these shops before I spend my keys. That's twice in one run that you know, you should do as I say, not as I do, and wait before you spend your keys. You want to use lockpicks immediately, you want to wait until spend your keys. Well, I should say, if you're gonna have to use a lockpick, you might as well do it early so you can get your item charge, but I've been very bad about the keys on this run. The theme of this run is disappointment, says GT Quark. Oh, you're welcome. I didn't realize it was such a struggle for you to watch me play Gungeon. Jeez. Didn't realize that was so disappointing. Jeez. It's a very rude thing to say, jeez. Zane says, sometimes when I'm using a gun that inflicts chill, it wears off and can never be reapplied. That is correct. I believe the game does that so that you can't just cheese the boss with infinite coolness, but yeah, after about like 30 seconds, freezing doesn't work on bosses anymore, but that's by design, so that makes sense. I mean, it's the reason why the freeze ray isn't that good, because yeah, not that good against bosses, because yeah, it can slow down the bosses, but then once the boss becomes immune to the slowdown, what are you getting out of it? Low DPS? Hooray. Thank you, freeze gun. Now, I will admit, I do like having the freeze ray plus another beam, like science cannon or gamma ray or something, because then you can duct tape them if you get it, and combined, they will be significantly better than they ever were apart. Man, your damage output is so bad. So yeah, so that's usually a good thing that I like to try to go for at times. Wanted to kill you. There we go. But then again, you know, I like duct tape. I will always duct tape if given the opportunity. Oh, hell yeah! Right before a boss, too. That sounds like a good thing. That damage upgrade should affect my turret, too. Gun, stop homing on him. You're not helping. Sorry. I wanted to know what would happen, okay? Now I know. How much ammo do we have in this? Enough. If we use pure pressure on Abe, we can get BCDD20T. But it's a holiday today. It's Thursday. I don't want to play BCDD20T. Wait a minute. Why? Why would you do this to me? Why? Why would you do this to me, guys? 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 Is it possible to obtain 2 duct tapes on a single run? All right, so interesting question, Mr. Dr. Feartaker. Yes, is the short answer. The long answer is it's so absurdly unlikely that I would imagine that I will complete the Beholster Shrine before that ever happens. I'll be able to complete the Beholster Shrine 10 times before I ever got 2 duct tapes in a single run. Because I'm pretty sure the only way that can happen is if you find multiple of the same tiered mimics in a run, and they both give you the same item at the same time. So yeah, secret rooms are very weird regarding that. I have had a run where I had 2 copies of 2 different items. It was like 2 of the convict photos, which meant that I had like 4 times damage whenever I took damage instead of 2 times damage whenever I took damage. And then I also had another duplicate items like double backpacks or something like that. But in theory it could happen, but I think it's so absurdly unlikely the higher quality you get that it's almost impossible. So it's one of those things where technically it could happen, but it's not gonna happen. 2 times super hot watch makes 1 second 1 hour. Do they stack? I forget if they stack or not. I think they stack. It's been a while since I've played around with that though, so I don't remember. Gotcha. What happens when you fill the Beholster Shrine anyways? Well, I guess I'll find that out when I do it for myself, huh? Although I do know what happens, so, you know, I guess I could just, you know, not be coy about it and actually answer your question. Where's the fun in that? So spoilers, when you complete the Beholster Shrine, you get all of the guns back. And when you have all 6 guns at the same time, you sextuple wield all of them simultaneously or some bullshit like that. So, yeah, you don't technically need the Beholster Shrine to get the Beholster Shrine synergy. You just need to find all 6 of those guns on a single run, and I believe you'll get the synergy. Which basically turns you into the Beholster, which is admittedly, you know, fun to think about. Is this the Vampire Lady's floor? Yeah, we got a lot of HP on the ground. That's good. Okay. It's gonna be kill pillars, so do we have an explosive? Yeah, we do. I mean, Void Core Cannon is just gonna ice him. When Abe fills in the Beholster Shrine, he'll have completed Gungeon. Is there anything else I need to do other than that? Like, I'm trying to think, and I'm like, I don't know. I think that might be the last thing I have to do. Oh, there's a safe spot. The heck happened here? I think my my turret somehow blocked those bullets from spawning in. Beautiful, beautiful. Good luck. Definitely not the fastest kill pillar fight we've ever had, but easy enough. Bum 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 bum. Can High Priest not spawn in a room with the entrance on the top? High Priest can only spawn with the entrance at the bottom. Wallmonger can only spawn with the entrance on the left and the right, which means if the door's on the top, then it's guaranteed kill pillars. If the door's on the bottom, it's 50-50 kill pillars Priest, and if the door's on the left or the right, it's 50-50 kill pillar Wallmonger. Although usually on the map, if there's a large vertical space, it's Wallmonger. So, I think maybe that's why it feels like kill pillars is a little bit more common, because it's usually like, when you think about it, it's like, oh, it's always a 50-50 unless it's a 100% chance of being kill pillars. I don't know if that actually has an impact on the RNG at all. You know, maybe the game doesn't take into account room position, and so it's like, well, I can't fit the Wallmonger here, might as well put the kill pillars here. I don't know, but, you know, at least you can tell when you're there. When he completes the Beholster Shrine, Enter the Gungeon 2, here we go. Here we effing go again. I'll play Enter the Gungeon 2. Oh my god. Look at all this HP. Where did this all come from? What the heck? Causbringer says, I hate kill pillars so much. Causbringer, practice, and you will find that the kill pillars are the easiest 4th floor boss fight. Wallmonger's harder. Priest is harder. I think kill pillars is the easiest. I hit spacebar thinking that would dodge me. I never get to blank first attack. You can also use an explosive. And if you don't have any blanks for the attack, save your blanks. Stop using them in the actual floor. You know? 0020 says, turkey pretty easy. Sorry, not turkey. High Priest, pretty early. Wall is pretty easy, is what he said. His name, he changed his name to Turkey, and I'm getting confused by my own chat. Congratulations. You've done it. You've broken me. You've broken my mind. Broken my brain. How could you do this to me again? Broken my brain. I was kind of thinking that would be gold junk for some reason. I guess I hit it with a gold lightning bolt and thought to myself, ooh, gold! No, gold plus gold does not equal gold. Screw it, we have enough money. Let's just get the heck out of here. Screw RNG department too. Floor sucks. Enter the Gungeon 2, at least it's not Exit the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon 2, make up your friggin' mind. What are you, a cat? What? How do I think about, what do you think about Exit the Gungeon? Exit the Gungeon is a fine game set in the Enter the Gungeon universe, but it is not a sequel. It is a action arcade game as opposed to a roguelite dungeon crawler. It's a different game, and that's fine. You know, the developers, they never said that they were gonna make an Enter the Gungeon 2. They're just making a spin-off. But when people think a new Enter the Gungeon IP game, they think to themselves, it's gonna be Enter the Gungeon 2, and so people get butthurt when it's not, you know? What? It's blessed mode all the time. I wouldn't have bought this piece of crap had I known that ahead of time. I mean, you could have just, you know, read the description of the game and, you know, not just instantly purchased it because it was made by the developers. You could have, you know, taken your time and due diligence and actually done a little bit of research for yourself, but no. Then you would know. You would know what it is. But yeah, it's a fine spin-off game. It does what it does beautifully. What it does is not Enter the Gungeon, but still fun. I'm still a little bit, personally, I'm still a little bit salty about the whole, we're gonna be on iPads for 6 months. Like, that didn't make any sense to me at all. But, you know, I don't work for Dodge Roll or Apple. At this point, I probably never will. And you know what? I've accepted that. I'll live with it. Oh no, I can't work with Apple. I don't know. If I get popular enough, and you know, I have a chance to put my name on a crappy game, I'll make it exclusive to the iPad for 6 months. AbeClancy's adventures in a totally not gun-like dungeon. I wonder which one's the real one. Enter the Gungeon 2, you forgot your wallet. I do hope that on the off chance there does end up being a sort of sequel, it's gotta be called something like that, right? There's gotta be some sort of play off of entering, exiting, and then re-entering. You've got to have a reason for it in the title. That's the only thing I hope for in life. I wish you would actually drop closer to the bottom. Abe Gungeon Guy Clancy. No, you can't do that because that's like probably some sort of trademark infringement there. You've got to say something specifically like Abe totally distinct from Enter the Gungeon trademark by Dodge Roll Guy. You know, you got to do something like that. You got to protect your bases. Almost ran out of time there. That one enemy near me that took 2 shots to kill almost screwed up everything. He screwed up the plan. Had to kill him. He said there wouldn't be any deaths. It's a little bit too late to have second thoughts. You're either in or you're out. Make up your mind. I'm not gonna wait, etc., etc. I completely forgot about the fact that a while back I was gonna do some sort of a rate all the items and guns in the game sort of a deal. Because I was thinking about it right now, and I was just thinking, I really am just using this gun a lot whenever I pick it up, huh? Like whenever I pick up Sunlight Javelin, I'm like, ooh, Sunlight Javelin. There's my room clear, there's my boss killer, just the gun I'm gonna use from here on out. I mean, fair enough, it's a good gun, but like, surely I could be using something else. I'll call you Shirley if I want to, by the way. It's not a cool gun though. This one? It's a pretty cool gun. I'm firing lightning bolts out of my hand like Zeus him effing self. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. I need those keys. Ah, perfect. I need those keys. Literally can't get any value of it. Well, okay. There's a small chance we can get a key from the dragon fight. And we might get chests dropping on the next floor. So you know what? There's a little bit of value that can be had from this. Zane says, why do I always get Sunlight Javelin on floor 4 plus? Zane, interesting question. There is an answer for that. It has to involve the tier of the item, okay? So brown level chests are the worst tier, D, and black level chests are the best tier, S. The later in the run you are, the more likely the chests are to be a higher quality. So on the first floor, you're not likely to get a black chest. It can happen, and bless your lucky stars if it does happen, but it's not likely. You're more likely to get brown and blue level chests at that stage of the game. When you get down to like chamber 4, chamber 5, you literally cannot get brown level chests out of your item rooms because they don't spawn anymore. They literally don't spawn. So for example, on the forge, the minimum quality chest is gonna be blue. Blue there, blue there. So you are statistically more likely to get a higher quality item later in the run than early in the run. Now, I don't know if boss rewards follows the same logic or if they just follow their own independent logic, but at the very least for the item chests, that's the reason why. It's because the item chest quality is somewhat dependent on your floor. And it's not a factor of how many floors you do. It's not like if you go to the oubliette and the abbey, it increments the chest quality somewhat. No, it's just when you're at the forge, brown item chests don't spawn. They just literally don't spawn. From the 2 chests that you find on this floor, you will never, ever, 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 ever see a brown chest. You will never see one here or here. So statistically speaking, there is a reason for that. There is a reason that the game, gives you higher quality items later, and it feels like that happens more frequently, because it does. I'm gonna have to do this one more phase. Nope, barely made it work. Does the oubliette count as level 2? I think it does, probably. By the way, the reason why I did not pick up this gun, the Void Marshal, is for what we were talking about earlier with the Beholster Shrine. I still need to deliver the Void Marshal to the shrine, so I'm not gonna pick it up so that it appears as often as possible. Literally, I want that gun to appear at all times on every run. So when I do get the damn shrine, I can pick it up. Like at this point, there's no point in picking it up. But like if it appears on the first floor on the next run, dude, absolutely take it. Hope for the shrine. Double black chest, first floor never happened, says Causebringer. I think it could. Like, I don't think there's a reason why it doesn't happen except for it just being unlikely, you know? It's a rare occurrence, but I don't think it's specifically an impossible occurrence. Yeah. You were being body blocked by the whiz-bang. Start using this again. Can shrines appear in bullet hell? Nope. No shrines. Have you seen it happen, says Causebringer? No, I also have not seen the Bolster Shrine happen. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. What movie is that from? Santa Claus? Is that from the frickin' Santa Claus with Tim Allen? I think it's from the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Why did I just quote the Santa Claus, everybody? What's wrong with me? I'm scared. But also, yeah, I mean, there might actually be code in place that stops 2 black chests on the first floor from spawning, but I actually don't know that, and that's why I actually said that. I said I'm not entirely certain, but I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be the case, that it is possible, just highly unlikely. So there you go. Abe, it's too early for that, says Quirk. It's not even December. It's the 26th. It's December in less than a week. Didn't even see ya. What are my chances if the Gungeon guy himself doesn't see it? I mean, again, if we're talking about the Beholster Shrine, you know, I'll wait for my day in the sun for that to show up. Just don't hold your frickin' breath. A key! That was not the key hat, though. Master of Unlocking, that was just a key. Kind of hoping that'll keep that enemy in lockdown for a second. Buys me just a minute to work with these guys. There we go, perfect. Thank you, little pet turret shooter. Let me enjoy the rest of Thanksgiving without Christmas butting in, dang it. Look, what you want doesn't matter. Is the Beholster Shrine the only thing you haven't done in this game? As far as I know, I've seen all the guns, all the synergies for all the guns. I've beat BCDD 20T, beat Rainbow Mode. I don't know. Is there anything that I haven't done? Beat the rat plenty of times. You know, I've done no-hit runs. I've done all floor runs. I've done all floor run plus loop runs. I mean, I'm trying to think, and I'm like, I can't think of a single thing I haven't done in this game, besides Beholster Shrine. Which is a myth. Can you absorb my lightning bolts? I want to test this. You can absorb my lightning bolts. All right. The damage upgrade from the shrine combined with the damage upgrade from rocket-powered bullets, it's letting me kill a lot more enemies in one shot than I otherwise would be able to. Because normally, this gun does not one-shot, I think, those big mages. But we're getting a lot of extra value out of the Zeus cannon here. And it's quite nice. I don't it doesn't matter what we take, does it? Glitch chest, rainbow chest, brown rainbow chest, all done, says Mud. Technically, I've never opened a brown rainbow chest, but I have seen one. I broke it. That's what happened. So technically, maybe that's something I haven't done, but that's just a rainbow chest in disguise. It's not like it's an event. It's not like it's a specific thing. Does the Holster Shrine carry on specific runs? Yeah, it's a constant progress thing. You don't have to get all 4 guns in one run. You just have to put them all into the shrine collectively. It's like the bullet. You get the prime primer, you deliver it to the blacksmith, and she doesn't need the prime primer ever again. She's got the prime primer. So you definitely don't need to, start from scratch every time. You don't need to do it all in a single run. You just do it all collectively. Okay, we gotta be able to use something else here. One more should do it. As long as these guys don't get in the frickin' way. Dang, 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 dang. Ploops Dash 3, welcome, how's it going? Did you do boss rush? Yeah, I've done boss rush. You have to do boss rush for something, don't you? Do you? I don't know. I see how it is, Abe, you're ignoring my message, says he the beast. No, more like I just didn't see it. Never blame the malice what can be easily described as to ignorance. Or something to that effect. I don't know, I'm kind of ignorant about it. Oh, I got hit by the other bullet though. In theory, that was okay. Strafe gun is like the coolest bad gun in Gungeon. It's actually real cool that it fires explosive bolts, but it's just like, it's real bad. Twigbreaker, welcome. How's it going? Double clone run is easy to do, just do rainbow run, says he the beast. It's still like heavily RNG dependent though, because you gotta get it, but that's what people tell me. They tell me that if you're trying to do rainbow into rainbow, or sorry, clone into clone, that rainbow's the way to do it, but I've never had it happen. What's the unlock for clone? What do you need to do to unlock that? Deposit the ox's arm, right? I guess in theory you could avoid unlocking a lot of items in Gungeon, specifically so that you have a higher chance of getting the clone. That would require a new save file and a lot of excess time, though. Anyways, you're dead, Lich. Bring it on. See you next time. Go home. You're drunk. It was a good run. A couple of good guns that really kind of carried us there. Mainly the freaking Zeus gun, which I forget the name of. Lightning. Strike. Hammer. Pow. Bang. Zoom. It was a good one. It's a good one. Well, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support me on Twitch, Patreon, and Streamlabs. And I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.